Mga kababayan, sana po ay nakapananghalian na kayo. Alas 4:30 na po ng hapon. Marami po sa ating mga kababayan nagmemorienda na po sa mga ganitong oras, and that's fine. Dahil sigurado pong gugutumin tayo pare-pareho sa programa ngayong hapon, because today we're gonna be talking about food. We're not cooking, but we'll be talking about food. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the Thursday edition of Kababayan LA. This is Jannelle So, your kababayan in Los Angeles, kung saan po ngayong hapon makikilala din natin dalawa sa ating mga kababayan. Pride ang isa po sa kanila, recording artist. He recorded albums in the Philippines already, and he's trying to make a name for himself dito po sa Amerika. At ang isa naman, he has a little bit of a name already, and we wish him luck. We're gonna get to meet a character actor, isa pong kababayan na lumalabas po at lalabas sa iba't ibang mga sikat na TV shows dito sa Amerika, mainstream po and also he has a new movie coming up. We'll get to meet him later today on the show. Meanwhile, because it's a Thursday, let's make way for Viral Thursday. Dahil sikat na sikat po ngayon ang internet, ang blogging, and so we made a segment here on the show kung saan nakikipag-usap po tayo sa ilan sa ating mga kababayan bloggers and to find out what they are blogging about. Ang kasama po natin ngayong hapon, Arnold Gatilao ng www.inuyaki.com. Magandang hapon sa iyo, Arnold.
Good afternoon, Jannelle.
Can you tell us what inuyaki.com is? I know that it's a food blog, but how is it different from the other food blogs or from the other blogs?
It's sort of a compilation of personal experiences and restaurant reviews. My wife and I like to throw a lot of dinner parties, and my friends would always ask about the recipes and how we made certain things. So I started compiling them on the website, and it sort of evolved from there.
Okay, when you do your restaurant reviews, anong mga hinahanap mo, Arnold, and what specifically do you write about? Do you write about the taste? And also, you know, I love to eat out, but sometimes when you eat out all the time, you just can't taste the difference anymore.
Yeah, there's a little bit of fatigue involved if you go out all the time.
Right.
But my approach is to review the food, especially if you're at a hole-in-the-wall place.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the service isn't the best, but to me, if the food is really good, then the service doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so that's what you write about. What's the hottest thing about your blogs right now? I saw your entry on swine and wine, and that is quite interesting. What is that about?
There's a restaurant in Yountville, California, which is north of Napa. It's called Ad Hoc.
Mm-hmm.
It's owned by Thomas Keller, who's considered one of the world's best chefs, and he owns the French Laundry restaurant in Yountville. And he has a sort of an affordable dining option in the same town called Ad Hoc. It's a casual dining restaurant, and they're normally closed on Wednesdays, but last week they did a special dinner called the Swine and Wine, where they cooked these roasted pigs in a box. It's very similar to lechon.
Mm-hmm.
And they paired it up with wine from a local vineyard, and they had a special dessert that night. And it was a special dinner they did just on that Wednesday.
See, that's kind of like an oxymoron right there. Kasi di ba sinasabi nila, the lechon is bad for the heart, but then wine is also good for the heart in moderation. How was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was great. It was fun. I got there a little early and got to watch them do a little bit of the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And so
and do you also...
It was actually a lot of fun.
Do you also take your own pictures? I see a lot of pictures on your blog, and let me just tell you, this picture of the Filipino spaghetti is making me want to go to Jollibee.
Yeah, actually, I take all of my own pictures. Well, my wife and I both take pictures.
Uh-huh.
A lot of time if I'm cooking or if she's cooking, we'll take turns taking pictures. So both of us do take the pictures.
Tell me the story of the Filipino spaghetti.
Oh, it's an interesting one just because, you know, I don't have a lot of family near me, so I have to sort of cook this food on my own. And Filipino spaghetti has been one of those foods that we sort of appreciate and other people don't understand because it's got hot dogs in it and it's sweet. And so over the years, I've been sort of like creating my own version of it, and I just decided to write about it a couple weeks ago.
Okay, and do you have a special ingredient for your very own version of the Filipino spaghetti?
I'm still actually tweaking the recipe, but I think if you follow the guidelines I set out on the blog post,
mm-hmm.
you can use almost anything. But I just recently went to the Filipino market. I went to Seafood City here,
mm-hmm.
and I picked up some Martin Pure Foods hot dogs, the red ones, the artificially red-colored hot dogs, because
yes.
I wanted to make my next batch authentic.
Okay. Well, good luck on that, but we're going to try to monitor your site to make sure that when you have the final recipe, we're there to get it from you. What kind of responses are you getting from the people?
It's mostly positive. People are sort of amazed at some of the things that we've gotten to eat. Other people are really glad that I put up recipes for certain things, and I don't even think my recipes are all that necessarily the authority on this recipe, but it's just my version of it, and people seem to appreciate it.
Do you find that mostly your blog followers are Filipinos, or they come from all ethnicities?
It's a mix, because I don't just blog about Filipino stuff, but when I do blog about Filipino things, then I get responses from Filipinos.
All right.
But I get responses from people across the board.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and invite our viewers to check out inuyaki.com.
Inuyaki.com, it's my little space on the internet to share my food experiences and adventures.
All right. It looks delicious and sounds delicious. Thank you so much, Arnold Gatilao, www.inuyaki.com.
Thanks for having me on, Jannelle.